Hi, I'm Gord from English Cycle Center. Today's Tech Talk is about oil filters, drain plug gaskets, and how to get your oil filters off your motorcycle and put them back on properly. Years ago, back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, very common oil filters was your internal oil filter cartridge paper filament. Today, about 10% of the motorcycles may use this type of filter. So we're not really going to be talking about this filter today. Talk about the Spinon filters. They much look like the style that's on automobiles and have been on automobiles for years. All the manufacturers do use this type of filter. You have Triumph, Yamaha, Suzuki, all using a Spinon filter. To get the Spinon filter on and off your motorcycle, we've seen customers and heard of customers putting screwdrivers in them, taking an oil filter band, piece of rope, webbing, pliers, channel locks, even a chisel to try to get the old filter off. Of course, we don't do that. You can use an oil filter cup. They come in from different manufacturers, different suppliers. Aftermarket, sure, they're a little bit more economical than oil filter cup from the manufacturers, but the reason why they are economical. This is an aftermarket one. This is a manufacturer from Yamaha. Aftermarket is a little bit longer, and as you can see, longer is always better, right? Not necessarily. The longer one fits on the oil filter just like the short cup, but as it goes on, it binds. So getting it off, sometimes because it rocks on the filter, it'll lock on the filter. So when you get your old filter off, you have to knock the cup off. When you put it back on the bike, you're installing the filter, again, it'll lock itself on the filter, making it difficult to get the oil filter cup off once you've installed it on the bike. All oil filter cups come with a 3/8 drive opening in the center of the oil filter cup. You can use a ratchet, extension, universal, combination of, to get in and loosen and tighten up your oil filter wrench. You can also use a torque wrench to install and tighten the oil filter to proper specification. However, on the manufacturers such as Yamaha and Suzuki, Kawasaki, Triumph, on their oil filter cups, they make the inner section of the 3/8 drive 2 to 3 times thickness than the aftermarket. It gives the extension so much more support, stability, and a nice working tool to have in your toolbox. So this one's okay, but if you want the good one and the best one, go to the manufacturer. They cost a few dollars more. They don't cost $10 more, they cost a few dollars more to get a nice oil filter wrench. Yamaha doesn't sponsor me for this. Nobody sponsors me for these videos. However, Yamaha does make 2 styles. They are the nicest oil filter cups I have found in the industry. They're priced well with all the other ones. They make a small one and a big one, because Yamaha has 2 different size oil filters. So on the small one, don't tell anybody, but it works on, of course, Yamaha filters, works on Kawasaki filters, works on a Triumph filter, works on a Honda filter, and even aftermarket Honda and filters for other brands. Suzuki Spinon filter is a little bigger, so you can use a Suzuki oil filter wrench to work on their filter, but again, don't tell Yamaha. The Yamaha oil filter wrench, the larger one, works great on the Suzuki oil filter. So filters come in sometimes with a plastic bag, sometimes they'll come in a cardboard box, or a combination of. If you get the oil filter in a plastic bag, take your old oil filter out, put it in the plastic bag, put it in the box, and at our dealership we take old oil filters and we do recycle them. And we also take waste oil and we recycle it. It does not go into landfills. It goes through the proper recycling channel. Finish off, I want to talk about drain plug gaskets. It blows my mind that people will want to do their own oil changes, buy an oil filter, they want the best oil, they're looking after the motorcycle, and they don't buy the cheapest item out there, and that's a drain plug gasket. Drain plug gaskets come in different diameters and sizes. However, there's a crushed gasket that's used on Yamahas and Suzukis, very common, drive shafts, engines, flat aluminum washer gaskets that are used on Triumphs, Hondas, and Kawasaki's. The crush gasket is that. Has a flat and a bevel side. Put the flat side against the crankcase, bevel side against the drain plug. Install your drain plug. As you're tightening it up, it crushes the gasket, making a new seal. Set the torque to your drain plug. You don't overload the threads of the crankcase. You make a perfect guaranteed seal. If you don't, with an old gasket, you can possibly overload the threads, putting strain on the threads, aluminum threads, an aluminum engine housing or oil pan with a steel bolt, you got it. The threads will lose all the time, expensive to repair, as well as if you use an old gasket, you're not guaranteed it's going to seal properly. You don't want to change the oil and then find out you've got an oil drip. The aluminum washers, they don't crush. Okay, why do we replace them? Because the bolt will make an indent into the one side of the washer. The crankcase will make an indent on the other side of the sealing washer. Take the old one out, throw it away, put a new one on. As you set the torque, it will then seal against the crankcase, seal against the oil drain plug bolt, and it will make a new indentation in the washer, guaranteeing it's not going to leak. There you go. You've got your options of oil filter cups. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a great tool to have in your toolbox. Don't loan them out to your buddies because you know they'll never come back. And always replace your oil drain plug gaskets. Thank you very much for watching our video.